The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
This is James Carlyle, head brewmaster of Whole Foods Market Brewing Company with
special guest Marcus Wunderle, Baa Baa Brewhouse.
welcome to InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
That works.
Yeah.
That was good.
Beautiful.
Special day, great day. It's a little cloudy outside, but it's sunny in our hearts. That's what's going on. We're at a Whole Foods Brewing Company on Post Oak here in the heart of Houston, the greatest city on the face of the earth.
I agree.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, including all the suburbs like Brookshire
Yes.
and Katy and Cypress. And
Now I agree.
Spray. Thanks. James Carlyle, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, brother. Yourself?
Great. I'm great. You're back on the show.
Yeah.
This time, a new role.
Different place.
I know. It's like,
Different role.
yeah, this is exciting. Last we spoke on the show was at Texas Homebrewers. That was like a Christmas ago.
Yeah.
That was
The new shop had just opened, didn't it?
yeah. Well,
Right.
not it. Well, I don't know, but it was
It's like a round table thing we
it was
did.
a round table, a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people involved, including Catherine. You can hear her on Thursday. She gets enough publicity as it is. Good look at lunch. But I remember most of that show.
Yeah, the cider.
There was a lot of cider.
Yeah.
And after that, it got a little blurry.
Yeah.
But you are the head brewmaster at Whole Foods Brewing Company.
Yep, that's me.
That's a pretty cool, like,
It's a big jump.
it is a big jump. It's a world change.
Yeah.
But happy stance, you do collaborations here a lot.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate enough, Marcus Wunderle from Baa Baa Brewhouse in Brookshire just comes sauntering in right before, like it was meant to be.
Just happened to be in town, you know?
Yeah. So welcome to the show as well, sir.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been out to Brookshire too. I kind of scroll through the old shows. I'm like, man, I'm due for another round with everybody.
2 birds, 1 stone today, Ram.
Yeah. I mean, I want to get back out. Yes, there's that, but there's always a good excuse to get out to Brookshire because we got a new brew house coming. You got all the beers. We got all the beers here. We got the collaboration beer. Let's talk about. Oh, hey, Mike. Mike's here too. Oh, and I'm host Josh Stewart. So welcome to InterBrews, the podcast. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. Okay. We have beer in front of us, so let's talk about beer real quick because I want to try it.
Yeah, go for it.
What do we got?
We've got DL Double. That's our flagship double IPA. Big, juicy, 8.2%
Breakfast beer.
deliciousness. Yeah.
That is juicy.
Yeah.
I like that. That is kind of a go with your eggs and bacon and toast.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
It's true. That's what I love about like the NEIPAs and some of these big juicy IPAs. They really are like brunch beers, but not your traditional like namby-pamby brunch beers. They're like full-on brunch beers.
Oh, yeah.
Like don't make plans past brunch beers.
Right.
It's good.
You won't
Good.
make it to lunch if you have too many brunch beers.
Do you go to lunch after brunch?
Why wouldn't you?
That's true. You can go right into it, right? Yeah.
It's nonstop eating.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. All right. Well, I say off the top, let's go ahead and jump into the collaboration that we just put our noses in just a second ago. Still in the, we've got it right here on the table. Look at that. Let's talk about the collaboration. How did it come about? What did y'all brew, and what do we got in front of us?
Yeah, James, go ahead, man. This is your brew house. Official congratulations, by the way, on the new job.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. So I've always been a fan of Marcus and Baa Baa, going back to the days when I ran the homebrew shop out there, and think that they always put out really good products, and I think we put out really good products as well too. So why don't we, put our heads together and come up with something delicious?
Yeah.
So it's going to be about a 7.5%, 7.5 New England style IPA. We used typical like West Coast style hops, Centennial, Simcoe. I think we had some Citra in there as well too. Can't go wrong with Citra.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a 4-time dry hop, big, juicy beer.
Okay.
So
the batch size was what?
we did a 5-barrel batch on it.
Okay.
And basically we used our house malt, our hops.
Okay.
And Marcus actually brought out the Baa Baa strain of yeast
Nice.
to pitch onto it. So and then once I get out there to them, I'll actually bring our house strain out there.
Oh, so it's
And,
gonna.
we're doing this a 2-way.
Nice.
True collaboration. One beer here, one beer there. Brew back all the way.
Yeah,
So
it's like a UFC title fight. It's like if you beat the champ, you want to run it back. It's double the pay-per-view buy.
I think we both went on this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a draw. I'd call it, double victory.
Yeah. We're actually going to call it Holy Sheep.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
It just
Because when you drink it, you're going to be like, holy sheep.
Yes. Okay, so
It's very fitting, actually.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so 5-barrel batch or size. Or how many pounds of hops total with 4 dry hop? I mean, that's
With the dry hop, I think we're looking at somewhere around like 25 pounds. I think
about right.
Is what is total.
okay.
That includes anything in the boil and the dry hop. So
Okay, so
a lot.
yes, for a NEIPA, is it? It seems like the when the hops are added and all, it's a lot of dry hopping, but also there seems to be some variation on like the other, like, is it during the boil? Is it
The hot side?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we, for most of or pretty much all of our New England style IPAs, we're, on the hot side, we use very little amount of hops
Okay.
during Whirlpool. Some will have some bittering addition, some won't. DL actually does have a bittering addition.
Okay.
I think it kind of helps balance it out, but for like the really big, juicy New England IPAs, it's all pretty much all in the dry hop.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Mike, when are you gonna? Mike's been homebrewing like a madman.
I remember his first batch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I've not done one. I didn't do one in May. I didn't do one in January, May, and then I haven't done one yet this month. So however many months, that's what, 3 months?
We still
I've
got
done? 4
a
months?
couple weeks to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get one in for this month.
Yeah.
Not sure yet, but it's gonna happen. I've got an empty keg that needs to be filled.
There you go.
They kind of scream at you, cry, their tears. They're like, oh, I'm empty. I'm empty inside.
It's just sitting in the room, waiting to be filled.
Yeah, Marcus, you've been brewing the heck out of some New England IPAs as well.
We have. So we've been going at this for about a year and a half nonstop. At least one batch a week. So
Yeah.
I think we're up in the probably close to 75, 80 batches now.
Wow.
Very hard to brew one that's the same.
Yeah.
Not that we don't try, but we actually kind of intentionally don't brew the same beer more than 2-3 times.
Yeah.
It's just kind of our game. We found this beer to kind of be in our wheelhouse, and we're pretty happy with what we've done at the brewery, with how it's progressed, and then to have an opportunity to come in here, brew with James at Whole Foods. I mean, that's a huge game changer for us. I mean, it's brewing beer with a friend.
Yeah.
It's exposure to a new market. It's beautiful. I'm super excited for the release of this beer. I think James is too. It's going to be amazing.
So we were mentioning before, or you were mentioning before, and I was just listening. That's so we. You're getting a new brew house. You said 7-barrel.
7-barrel. It's coming in next Wednesday, so the 27th, same day as the release.
Okay. How long will it take you to set up that brew house? Is it kind of a plug-in to all your piping and everything you got now, or how does all that?
It's somewhat plug and play. Couple little things we need to do, but minor, little electrical work, minor amount of brew house plumbing. So we're thinking probably 2 to 3 weeks up and going.
Okay. Is it an all-electric system, or how is it?
Gas fired.
Gas fired. Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you have here?
I have steam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. There's at Klaus, he's got an all-electric system, but it's kind of like this, like supercharged hot water system, and then
I think that's Bailison. Bailison runs on an all electric too. I think.
I think so. Yeah. I would love to just kind of sit down and get the ins and outs of like comparative, like just different brew house styles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess brewing on his system, are there any nuances you noticed that? I don't know.
Let's not even go there. You've been out to Baa Baa in the state it is now. I don't want to go there. It's just about efficiency, to be honest with you. I mean, they say steam's the best way to heat beer. Electric and gas make equally good beer.
Yeah.
Especially at this scale. I mean, we're not talking about 60-barrel brew houses here. We're talking this is small stuff.
Yeah. Well, small in gallons, big in flavor.
Exactly.
Nice. I like
exactly.
Copyright.
Get that.
I want to be out there too and help you set that up.
Yeah, well, we'll get you out there to take a look because, you know, when I was brewing here with James, I was asking him, I said, okay, you know, trying to get the skinny on what's going on in this brew house. I mean, it's a tiny little space, and it's just packed full of piping.
Yes.
You know, pumps, more pumps than I could ever imagine going in at Baa Baa.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, so how long did it take you to learn this system? How often do you take it all apart? How often do you clean it? What would you change if you had to change anything?
And?
So, I mean, he said nothing. I made a couple recommendations. I doubt he'll listen, but
No, I mean, I pointed out a few things, like you know, add a valve here or this there or whatever. But for the most part, I mean, it's like if I walk into his brewery, and I mean, it's going to be completely different than anything that I have here. But it's going to what works for him, and is different than what works for me. So to me, that's the fun part of doing the collaborations. Even like when it came down like to home brewing. Like you love to go hang out with your buddy while they brewed because you wanted to see how they did things.
Yeah.
And it's the same way on the pro level. Like I want to go see how Marcus makes these beers so damn good.
Yeah.
And you know what he's working with.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
when I got a little glimpse of how you make the beer so damn good here,
Yeah.
a tiny one. I've sampled plenty across the bar.
Yeah. But to be in on the brew house in the brew process, completely different.
And it was actually nice to, like Marcus knows so much about brewing. And we even had in his assistant brewer, Mike Gallucci. But that was easily the smoothest brew day I think I've ever had. Like we were in and out in like 6 hours.
I agree. Yeah, I'm talking from a 5-gallon scale up to I've brewed on up to a 15-barrel system. I mean, this was extremely smooth. 3 guys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Heck, even Mike's an engineer. We're asking Mike questions. Hey, Mike, what does this mean? What does that do?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a cool jam band.
It is.
You're just great
It's a
musicians.
little jam sesh.
Yeah. Everybody knows their music theory and all that kind of stuff. Just jump in and start playing. Make art.
Yeah.
I like
That's
it.
what it is. Art in a glass.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Let me paint your palette.
All right. I guess I'm willing to try anything once.
Twice to make sure.
Yeah.
3 times because you're a moron.
Yes. Sure. Yeah. Mike, you know what I'm talking about, right?
A little bit.
Mike you've not been out to Brookshire yet to Baa Baa Brewhouse. That's one of the cool things is you guys have done here at Whole Foods. There have been collaborations. It's kind of I don't want to call it like neutral territory. I think there's collaborations that go on around the city, but it seems kind of like a welcoming venue for collaboration.
Yeah, I mean we've always had that kind of just that vision as far as just we're all a big family. You know, we're not trying to outdo anyone. No one's going to try to outdo us. We're all friends. We're all family.
Yeah.
Let's get together, brew some beer, drink some beer.
How many collabs have you done with different breweries?
Oh gosh. Well, I know before I got here, Dave, he did quite a few. I've got as far as me running Ship Solo so far. Marcus has been my first one. I've got one lined up next month with Real Ale.
Cool.
And just gonna keep going from there.
Okay. So I like it. It really is like the musician thing. Because you think about like the personality of a brewery. Like you guys out in Brookshire, it's a small town kind of. I don't know. You're doing your thing out there. It's like it kind of takes on the personality of the community, and you're doing all these NEIPAs and stuff. But then Real Ale comes in and they've got their hill country, OG approach to everything. And I don't know, it's exciting.
Well, that's what's funny is we're going to take Axis. I'm going to put my spin on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So Axis will be a hazy IPA.
Oh, nice. Nice. I had that in my hand. That's the problem. There's too many good beers. Like I had it in my hand at the grocery store, Axis IPA, and I was like, I went for something else. I don't know. Too many. I need more livers.
You can't use mine.
Mine's spent too. Sorry, man.
I know, right? And all the
Mine's
people I
not good
know.
either.
Yeah, I was going to say everybody I know. It's like, sorry.
Mine's trained.
Yeah, exactly. It's under constant need of repair. I did actually read a story this morning where moderate drinking, like 2 beers a day, is actually good for your heart because it's like it puts your heart through a workout in case you have a heart attack. The enzymes that are released when you have a few beers, like make your heart ready for it's like, oh yeah, damage, we're fine. We've been through this.
We got this.
We're doing it every day. So it's like a workout for your heart. So
Well, they always say like there's not that many vitamins in beer. That's why I drink so much of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you're going to make it
Get
work.
my vitamin intake.
Yeah.
Preparedness. It's all about preparedness.
Yes. Yeah.
Start when you're young.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't. It's much easier because I'm a fitness buff, as you can tell. That the
We can.
no, if you start working out, i.e., drinking early on, much easier when you get older.
Of course, of age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Texas law allows you, if you're a parent, you can let your kid drink legally. Did you know that?
I did.
Yeah.
Or if your spouse is under the age of 21,
Oh yeah.
as their other significant other, you can allow them to drink.
Oh, well, that's good.
But legally,
Yeah.
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 It's
Like if I wanted to take my kids.
It's based off
Here.
the establishment. The establishment's got like the end all be all say on it. But yeah, you can legally give your child a beer, and they cannot get in trouble for it.
wow, did not know that.
Yeah. So if I want to bring all my daughters here to try all the.
In the bus.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Destination Gymnastics coming soon.
Yeah.
Gym bus. Working on it. And someday I'll actually get my bus. I've been talking about did I talk about this last episode?
Probably.
Probably. I'll rant on it again until she starts paying for the sponsorship. I get to say my piece. I've been talking about getting a bus as like a mobile studio for about, a good 3 years now?
Yeah.
And
That would be legit.
And then, yes, it would be awesome, right?
Pull up to a brewery. Guys just hop in.
Yeah, festivals, whatever. Yeah, do a podcast going down the road. But I've been looking at and studying buses and researching like for 3 years. And she decides in like a week and a half, this is what I want to do. And then we have a bus. It's like, oh.
A week versus 3 years.
Yeah. So I don't know what that says about my wife versus me as far as the go-get-it-ness. She's got way more, actually.
Yeah.
I know exactly what that says.
So what does HOA say about that parked out in front of your house?
Nothing, because it hasn't been at our house yet.
Good.
We'll see what happens. I think if we let them get on the bus and do a couple cartwheels, they'll be fine.
There you go.
Like you're going to have to move that. Have you been on it?
Yeah.
No. Do we still have to move it? No. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that'll be cool. That's we're working on that now. So the bus is currently in Leander at my brother-in-law's house, being worked on. So, but when it's ready, I'll drive it right down Post Oak.
Yeah. You park next to the treasure truck.
Yeah.
The Amazon treasure truck.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So Amazon took over Whole Foods. Was that before or after you got here? Around the same time?
That was after. Actually, we found out, speaking of collaborations, the day that we were collabing over at Holler. Yeah, woke up that morning and had no clue what was going on, and Amazon just bought Whole Foods.
Yeah. Has that changed anything?
We haven't seen anything. I mean, as far as like sales in the stores, yeah. But as far as like an actual like job perspective, no.
Your checks don't say care of Jeff Bezos or whatever.
No.
Have you seen? He just passed like $141 billion net worth.
No. That's insane.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. If he ever, I'm sure he's listening right now.
Yeah.
So if he ever wants to be on the podcast, I wonder if he likes. Does he drink beer?
He should if he doesn't.
He's got a brewery, right?
He doesn't even know he has a brewery, I bet.
Does he just have one brewery? Whole Foods one brewery or two breweries now?
So there's another brewery in a Whole Foods in Southern California.
Okay.
I think they run off of a 7-barrel system, but they are not called Whole Foods Brewing Company or anything like that. It's whatever county that they're in. That's the name of that brewery.
But it's in the Whole Foods.
But it is in a Whole Foods, yeah.
That's cool.
So
I wonder. Gosh, that brings in all the question about licensing and state laws and yeah. You need a lawyer.
I've got those.
Dude, good. You probably have a lot of.
I found out last week. I've got a legal team.
Dude, yeah, you've probably got a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that you don't even know. You've got like, you could probably call down a team of drones anytime you need. Like pick up that bag of grain. The first drone brewed beer.
Drone beer delivery?
Yes.
With a prime discount.
That's coming, right? Can it be stopped? I don't think so. Honestly, I think eventually, because what's the issue?
Hey,
now?
Jen.
She
She didn't even
I
hear
don't
me.
think she heard you, yeah.
No, she's
It's our new beer buyer.
super focused.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, but for the store, beer buyer for the store.
Yep.
Okay. So when you go look at that amazing selection over there,
That's
Thank
all
her.
because of her.
that's all.
Yeah. She's the one who buys my beer. So
Oh yeah. Oh, does she actually? She has to buy the beer.
we sell the beer to the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where the state laws are
Yeah.
awesome.
We actually pay rent here.
Whole Foods Brewing pays rent to Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And then sells the beer
to Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Does it have to go through a distributor? Or are you self-distributed?
So with this, I mean, being in a brew pub, we can just basically, as soon as the beer goes into the bright tanks, they get an invoice and they buy our beer. But we actually do use Benny Keith as our distributor.
Okay.
And we're actually going to, in the process right now of kind of reworking or doing basically like a relaunch. Since Dave's been gone, we're going to basically start the process of doing like a relaunch and try to get our beers outside of just Whole Foods.
Okay.
So Ben and Keith basically would come pick up our beer and deliver it to the other 9-10 stores in Houston. Sometimes go out to Austin or Dallas. But we're going to focus more on getting more of the beer out of the bar and out to other locations and allowing other bars outside of Whole Foods to actually purchase it and have it on tap.
Okay.
And so that's in the works, you said?
That's in the works.
Now,
Good.
currently, does Benny Keith take it to the other Whole Foods?
Yes.
Okay, because the one, I know there's the new, I don't know if it's the newest one, but in the Woodlands, I believe I've seen it. They've got a pretty cool, it's a cool thing, like, that we never had growing up, right? To go to the grocery store.
And sit down and drink a beer and watch a baseball game, soccer game.
Yeah. Are y'all into soccer?
Only during the World Cup.
Okay.
You're not rooting for your roots? Rooting for your roots? Josh hates soccer.
My roots lost to Mexico yesterday, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Who?
Germany.
Oh, yeah. I know that. I know that.
In more exciting news, Astros have won 12 in a row.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. A walk-off double last night from Bregman. Super sexy.
Yeah. How are the Indians doing?
You know what? They're doing all right.
Marcus is a big Cleveland fan.
They're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. They're a good team.
Typical pre-All-Star Indians.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Who's leading that division?
They are.
Are they in? Okay. Tigers are bad. Tigers just lost.
White Sox are bad.
White
Royals
Sox
are bad.
It's just Twins and Indians. It was what we used to play back in the day. Let's play Twins and Indians.
Yeah.
We need another person that looks like one of us. It was hard. We only played it everyone. There's twins in our neighborhood, so we played Twins and Indians, and then they moved.
Are you being for real?
No.
You made it sound like we had twins in the neighborhood.
Yeah. So
I was like legit listening in, like,
Yeah.
what?
yeah,
Where's he going with this?
Twins and Indians. We'd play, but then when they moved, it was a lot harder. But we still managed.
Nice.
Yeah. One person would be Kirby Puckett. Somebody else would be Harmon Killebrew. Sorry.
Back to beer.
This beer's delicious.
Thank you.
I love it. My wife's a super hoppy, double IPA fanatic. And so
I'll send her home some.
I'm sure it'll make it.
Yeah.
No, it will. Trust me.
So, James, are you guys trying to push beers? Are you trying to push IPAs out to other bars and other Whole Foods? Or are you pushing out the standard, maybe core set of beers, lighter beers?
So we're gonna focus on at first probably just doing like our flashes, like DL, our double IPA. That's one. Like Post Oak Pale Ale, Westheimer Kolsch. Those are like our mainstay beers, and those are we want to get out first. There's even been talks of canning line, all that stuff. So and like that, I believe the cans would stay in Whole Foods, but you'd actually be able to go to any Whole Foods and pick up a 4-pack of DL, double.
Oh, cool.
But from there, it's going to be also, of course, of like the TABC, like label approval and all that stuff, and like what beers we really want to push out. Other than that, like I can name a beer anything I want to and have it here on tap at the bar, and don't have to worry about that. But as soon as the beer leaves this location, I have to have label approval. So
Okay. I think that's the Amazon piece of that. I think it's going to play a big piece as far as whatever. I think it's pretty much whatever Amazon decides they want to do.
they're going to do it.
They're going to be able to do it. Yeah, because I think I've talked about it on this podcast probably a number of times. But, the issue we're having now, Craft Pack and everything's fighting back against production breweries being able to sell to-go sales. Well, if they decide to ramp up here and become let's go ahead and get that production brewery, thing, or if they look at all the different breweries that are in a Whole Foods, if they decide to do more or whatever. I mean, I don't know, the distributors, they need to look at that. Like, if everything's based on your financial influence, and that's basically it as far as keeping the law the way it is, I'm pretty sure Amazon They got deeper pockets. It would behoove you to. It's not a threat. Just from an outsider's perspective, take a look at the landscape. Those drones are coming, man. Yeah. Prepare. Be cool now.
It's dropping crowlers.
Yeah, just be cool now. Mm-hmm. You know, seriously.
Well, I guess legally, you guys could probably legally self-distribute. I mean, I don't know how that would work. Being from a brewery perspective, you guys could self-distribute.
We could. It just for so long it's been a two-man show. Now it being a one-man show, it'd be extremely hard for us to balance what goes on in the brewery and everyday, activities and what has to happen inside the brewery to keep things going and keep beer flowing here at the bar for us to actually be able to leave and go and self-distribute. But as a brew pub, you're right, we definitely could. It just, for us and financially, it just makes more sense to just use a distributor.
No, I can speak to that. That's what we do that. So I brew the beer, I package the beer. My wife Kinga runs the business, and she distributes the beer. So, probably notice we have a very limited distribution network, and there's a reason for that. Number one, well, we're not making enough beer to push out all over the place, but at the same time, we only make trips to certain parts of town on certain days, on certain weeks, on certain months, and because of that, we have been quite limited. Although expanding.
What's the rule on that? Like, as far as self-distribution, do you have to go all the way to the establishment that will be selling it, or could, like, let's say I owned a bar in Cyprus. I was like, meet me in Katy, and I'll grab that keg. Is that legal, or are you burdened to have to drive all the way to a certain?
I'm not exactly sure what those laws are.
Yeah.
I can tell you what we do. We distribute. I put that keg in your cold room.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. It's either behind your bar or it's in your cold room. It depends on your preference. I prefer to put it in your cold room.
Yeah. But man, that's a bunch. You guys hustle.
Yeah.
Hustle. So that's a bunch of
Wear a bunch of different hats.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. But it really is. It really is like so many like different jobs when you think of like what are the UPS bar, like logistics or whatever, but shipping and making sure somebody's there to get the beer and cleaning tap lines, but then you also go brew it and then the marketing and that. It's a lot. How long have y'all been open now? Are you coming up on? Is it?
A little over 2 years.
Okay. Biggest. Some of the less. I mean, like if you could, what's your favorite part of the business? Is it just the brewing?
Oh, I'll tell you what. My favorite part is just the process in general.
Yeah.
I'm a process-based guy. I love the process. I love going from dry ingredients to a finished product. My favorite part's probably drinking the product. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I enjoy this part of the business as well. Interacting with other brewers and beer lovers. I love it.
Oh, good.
You had a different tone a while back when before I started working here.
Yeah.
Marcus said if you enjoy brewing beer, you enjoy drinking beer, don't open a brewery.
I'll tell you what. No, I'll stand by that.
Yeah.
I will for sure. For anyone out there listening who is thinking about opening a brewery, you better think really hard about doing that.
Yeah. Very
hard. It's not easy. I don't sleep. I don't eat unless someone feeds me. It's not bread and butter. It's not glorious. It's hard work.
Yeah.
You've done a hell of a job, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, like, even though when he does get these beers out to other bars, that beer's gone in like a day or two. Like people flock, just because you say,
Yeah, they flock.
Yeah.
Nice pun. I like that.
They flock to Baa Baa.
Sheep. Yeah.
Keep the sheep jokes rolling. I love it.
I mean, I'll tell you this. Anytime I'm out somewhere and I happen to see a Baa Baa beer on tap, that's what I'm ordering.
Yes. Well, okay. And let's just say, let's be careful with the Baa Baa puns because they can get a little woolly. I mean, I'm just.
Yeah. Holy sheep.
So, yeah. I was going to say unbearable, but we really get into
That was
it.
pretty bad.
But I agree. If I see your beer on tap, I'm getting it.
What's your radius? How far do you go out? What's the furthest place that you go?
So we go to Brenham on occasion,
Wow.
and all the way down to Moontower Inn. So it's a pretty wide span.
In Brookshire, that's what, I-10?
Yeah, west of Katy.
10 minutes past Katy Mills.
Okay. Brookshire. It's out there close to Sealy too, right? Next?
It's kind of between Brookshire, between Katy and Sealy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Technically, they're also on 359, FM 359, right?
Exactly.
So
there's 3 of us on 359.
yeah. Rumor there may be a 4th coming.
Well, there's a new distillery open out in Brookshire.
Oh yeah.
Shire.
Shire Distilling.
Yeah,
When did they open?
Recently.
They had a soft opening this past weekend, I think. That's George Dare. He's one of the CIA's homebrew clubs members. Been homebrewing for a while, but yeah,
Cool.
Him and his son opened up a distillery out there.
Nice. How many there's one. Yellow Rose. They're close-ish to here?
When I think of Houston distilleries, all I can think of is Whitmire's.
Okay.
It's damn tasty stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Have you tasted any? What are they? What do you know what the distillery is called? The new one in.
It's called Shire.
Shire.
Shire Distilling. Yeah.
Shire. Okay. The Shire. Like
So it's just a little bit past us.
Okay. Further west.
Next exit. There's 2 exits. We're the first. They're the second.
Okay, off of 10. 2 Brookshire exits. Okay. What road is that? 359 and whatever. The next one.
The next one.
The next one, yeah.
Exit now for the next one. Have you tried any of their stuff? Are y'all?
I haven't had a chance to get my hands on any of it, but from what I understand, it's pretty tasty.
Okay. Are y'all? I was just watching. There's on Hulu. There's a bourbon documentary. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Called Neat. Story.
That's pretty neat.
Bourbon. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
Very
I
neat.
like that.
Right. Yeah.
Love
See,
it.
that one's not bad. That makes sense. Are y'all bourbon fans or spirits fans?
Yeah.
I like bourbon barrels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Empty, full of beer.
Yeah. See, that's the same way. I get in trouble when I jump to something I'm not,
Right.
like, it's not my wheelhouse. Like, that's not my game. It's like, trying to think, like, it's like Conor McGregor jumping into pro boxing.
Right.
Dumb.
Yeah. It's like, I know part of this, like, this is made of grains, but then after that, I just get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Every single time and end up on the floor. Like,
Right.
oh, what happened? Did I get paid a lot? No. So maybe not like Conor McGregor, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my wife just sent me pictures from the last time that happened. The grass was so cool outside. I just had to put my
Laid in
face on
there?
it. Yes. What were we drinking? I don't even remember. It just crept up on me like that. Because I'm like, yes. And I was like, whoa. Everything's kind of like started spinning. Like, yeah, I'm out of my element. It was bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all been there? I know you've been there. I've seen you there.
Oh. Yeah. Many people have.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think I'm just like, at least for the next few years, I'm good for just beer. Mm-hmm. Y'all ever have those moments?
I'm having one right now. I wish I was drinking one right now.
Oh, right.
Right now I'm just looking at one. I'm looking at that Erlenmeyer and I'm thinking, man, the color on that beer is spectacular. That's the Holy Sheep collaboration.
That's we had our living room painted that color at our old house before we moved. That's a great color.
This is going to be a good beer, man.
Yeah.
How much longer till that one's ready, you said?
Oh yeah.
We're going to release it the 27th, Wednesday, 4 p.m. here at Whole Foods Post Oak.
Okay.
So come willing and come ready.
Crowlers draft.
Crowlers and draft, no limit on crawlers. So come in and buy it all.
It's gonna tweak you there. That's cool. Mike, are you gonna take a swig? Is it?
It's edible. It's drinkable.
Yeah.
Everything in there won't hurt you.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I might even do it. Do it. Is it completely done with fermentation?
It's pretty much to the point where we're done with fermentation. Right now we're 2 dry hops in. We still have 2 more to go. So that the aromatics on it are just going to get even bigger and brighter.
Is the so dry hop? Are you changing out each hop each time?
No, so the same 3 hops that we used in the boil, and the same 3 hops and all 4 dry hops.
So a blend.
Yeah.
What's the ratio? Is it equal?
1 to 1 to 1.
Okay. That's cool. Yes. So now I want to take a sip. Talk amongst yourselves.
They're definitely they're playing nice.
Yeah. That's I need more hands. Thank you.
I would say they're playing real nice together. So this is our house strain for this style, and James, you did a good job with that style. You did a good job with that strain. Did a good job
great.
across the board. You know, the color's spot on, aroma's spot on. Once that yeast will drop out a little more, it will become a little less murky, if you will, than that sample.
Yeah.
And once that yeast drops off a little bit, you're gonna. Right now, it's contributing a little bit of yeast bitterness, so it's gonna round up real nice.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, smooth. Now, there's certain NEIPAs that get me in the throat a little bit. What causes that?
That one didn't.
No, it doesn't.
Hop burn.
Is that hop burn?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like the way a hop plant feels on the vines. They're kind of grabby, because they kind of grab onto whatever. It feels like you swallowed one of those.
I actually call it or compare it to being tongue punched by a cat in the back of the throat.
No, that's good.
Like a cat licking the back of your throat.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as furry. Maybe a hairless cat. I don't. Maybe it's full on Himalayan.
It's just the tongue.
Yeah.
Persian.
Yeah,
whatever.
imagine the cat licking the back
Just
of your
the tongue.
throat. Yeah, just the tongue.
I hope
It's like
nice
a wet sandpaper.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So it's just hop bite.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, that's for the most part, a lot of these beers, since they are so heavily dry hopped, a lot of breweries will put them out as soon as like they're basically carbonated. And there's still a lot of hop particulate still kind of floating around in the beers, and like that's what contributes to a lot of that filling in the back of your throat, that burn. But the same beer, like 2 weeks later, is going to taste completely different. You're not going to have that because it gives the hop time to settle out. We actually do anywhere between 1 to 2 day cold crash, and the beer still comes out looking like that.
Okay.
And then once it's carbonated, in a bright tank, it sits for another couple days.
Okay. Now, in the carbonation, is there a certain level? Do you want it more highly carbonated or on the lower level, or is it just kind of a standard?
It's standard, like with 3.2 volumes, I think is.
Yeah, or less. I mean, it really depends.
Yeah. Okay.
Depends on the hops. Depends on the ABV. Depends on kind of where the beer is when it goes to bright.
Is there typically higher ABV? Do you want a lower CO2 concentration, or is that something that's even? Is that a thing?
Honestly, besides our Berliner Weiss and our Saison, everything that we brew, from pale ales to the Kolsch to the stout, it's all carbonated exactly the same.
Okay, so it's just maybe the malt profile that kind of gives the perception of carbon. I don't know. I'm outside my.
No, we're doing the same thing. I mean, we're depending on the beer, we're plus or minus a little bit of our base target volume of CO2, but generally speaking, depends on where if we're putting the beer in kegs, we'll carbonate it differently. If we're serving it from a bright tank, we'll carbonate differently. If we're putting it into cans, we'll carbonate a little bit differently, just to capture and retain those bubbles as you go from package to package to package.
So the bigger the package, the more CO2, or is it higher percent? I don't know.
I would say the more times you change packaging, every time you move, you lose a little bit. So
okay, that makes sense.
It's all a function of where it's going,
Okay.
where it's going to be stored, and kind of what you're going to be doing to it along the way.
So you'd probably be less on canned and more on keg?
Well, at the end of the day, you want the pint to pour exactly the same.
Right.
So that's where you have to find balance.
Okay.
And that takes a little bit of experimentation.
Yeah. And how much effect does a certain tap line have on it? Like once you hook it up to somebody's system, is that pretty minimal? Or
I think I got a big.
It depends. We've seen mixed results. We have previously served beer in places that we will not serve anymore.
Yeah.
For reasons like that, if you will.
Yeah.
When the pint comes out, it's like, that's not my beer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened. Maybe let's not go there again.
Yeah. No, that's. Yeah, the way your tap lines are set up, or I mean, you could speak to that because you did that a lot, professionally. Resistance. I mean, you start getting into some math.
Resistance.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
resistance, height, length, temperature. It all comes into play. I know we have a really long draw from our cold room to our taps, and the beer lines actually go downstairs into the parking garage, piped in underneath, then back up to the bar.
Oh, wow.
Where could I park it?
Yeah.
Cut the line.
So we actually have all of our lines ran off of all of our tap lines are ran off of a glycol pump.
Okay.
So they stay the constant temperature the entire time, all the way to the taps. So, like for instance, say like a keg blows in our cold room, there's enough beer in that line to still fill a crowler. So 32 ounces of beer still in that draw line.
Yeah.
So where it's like you go my homebrew kegerator, I've got like 5 foot of line.
Yep.
So just
You're not going to get much.
Couple ounces.
yeah.
Well, with that draw, you're talking about different inner diameters of line. I mean, you're not going to push 30 feet through a 3/16 ID. The beer will never make it to your tap.
Right.
What's the inner diameter on a draw that long? Do you know? Is it a lot smaller? I'm guessing to get
Bigger,
Oh, it's bigger.
much bigger.
Okay.
I think ours are 1/4 inch. But we use a fob system. It stands for foam on beer.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have pneumatic pumps hooked up to all 20 taps have a pump that's it's pneumatic, so it's air driven. But the pump will actually help push it to the tap.
Okay.
And then once the beer actually or keg kicks, a little fob will actually drop and close the line off. That way our bartenders don't get fucking splashed with beer and all that stuff. So
It's like a vein.
and as you're
Valve.
pouring it and the keg kicks, it just basically just stops pouring. You don't get like that big CO2 burst. You know.
What about the thickness of the line itself? Is it any does that play into it at all? I don't. This
Talking about OD and ID.
yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't think it would.
This is I'm just shots in the dark. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just I wonder how big that tube is. You ever think about those things, Mike?
I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, I got a little four kegs, four lines kegerator at my house. And I guess I just got the regular stand. I think it's a 3/16. The 5-foot section that goes from the keg to the back of the tap line. And sometimes they come out good. And I had it at 7, and then I just keep finding my PSI, and I just keep finding I'm getting a bunch of heads. So I just turned it down, bled them all out, and I'm just trying to get a nice pour where I'm not getting this much beer at the bottom and this much head in my pint glass. So I'm still and I'm trying to bleed them out every time, but I actually turned the CO2 down to 3 or 4.
Longer lines.
Longer lines?
Yeah.
But it'll also depend on the carbonation of your beer. I mean, if you have a very highly carbonated beer, you're going to pour foam every time.
What are you carbonating at? Do you jack it up to 30, or do you let it sit
I keep it. I keep it all the same. It just takes me longer to drink that beer, but I'm patient, so I'm not trying to force carbon. I don't need it tomorrow. I just let it. I just hook it up with the rest of the ones that I already have.
Where do you get your CO2? No. Does that matter?
Hopefully, Farm Boy Katie.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Cypress Scrape and Grain.
Okay. Henry's
Or Henry.
Cypress Scrape and Grain.
Henry. I like Henry.
Yeah.
Go talk to Henry. He's got some good stories. It's just kind of a cool.
I mean, it's for the most part. I think I got it okay, but it's just sometimes I get this much head, and man, I'm pouring it slow and get the angle and all that, but.
The angle of the dangle.
Yeah.
But
angle of the dangle. Too much head.
Yes.
Where are we going?
I don't know, but we got another beer we just opened. What are we pouring now? Sorry, Marcus. You have to watch again.
Hey, it's okay,
Hop Explorer 20.
Hop Explorer
the
20.
20th batch of Hop Explorer.
Okay.
So, grain bill has always stayed the same. We just play with different combinations of hops, just kind of see how they play together. This one is Galaxy and Denali.
Here, Mikey. Oh, what are you doing over there? Check a text. Did your fiance call? All right, so grain bill. What's in the grain bill?
2-row and flaked oats.
Okay, so I guess that's what keeps it from being a single. What am I?
Smash.
Yeah. Single ball. That's it. I was thinking sop. No. See.
And we started off doing Hop Explorer with just one variety of hop. And it's gotten to the point now to where we like to see how hops will actually play together.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done as much as 3 different varieties of hops into one of Hop Explorer.
Okay.
This one, so you can't go wrong with Galaxy. Just want to see how well it would play with Denali.
With all the hops, all the hops that y'all use, with all the NEIPAs and all the IPAs and everything, have you found any that just don't play well together, or just not your wheelhouse, or does everything have something to, I don't know?
I think there are a bunch that don't play together. I don't have specifics here on me, but we've gone through variations of beer where we've used 3 different varieties. Next batch we use 5 different varieties. Next batch we use 7 different varieties. What we found is that there are definitely hops that don't play well
Yeah.
with those other 5 or 6,
Yep.
3, 4 hops on the block, whatever it is. Oftentimes it's hard to figure out which ones don't play well together.
Yeah.
And that's where this becomes challenging.
Yeah. Yeah, because you kind of have to.
And the hops by themselves are still going to be great hops.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like an El Dorado Simcoe blend.
Yeah.
You know, those I don't think those play well together.
Yeah.
But Galaxy will dance with anything.
Yeah.
And Citra.
Okay. It really does kind of go back to the music analogy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when Dave Navarro joined the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was interesting, but it wasn't the same as whatever their guitarist is now. What's his name? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The one that's played on Blood Sugar Sex Magicans with him now. Anyway, it just
Flea?
didn't fit, huh?
Flea?
Flea's
No, that's
the
the
bass.
bassist. No, I'll think of it. I can see his face, and I can hear his voice, too, because he has a real kind of high-pitched voice. Anyway, but yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like styles, some fit together, and some, it's just they're kind of better on their own, or they would play with these two great, but when you put them all together, yeah, it's kind of, the rhythm doesn't really match up or something.
Well, you can say that for any beer. I mean, it's there's a reason you don't make a Kolsch with Galaxy. I mean, I guess you
Challenge
could.
accepted.
You know, there are reasons you put certain hops in certain beers. Those hops play with different yeast strains. They play with different fermentation temperatures. They play with different styles of hopping. They play with some hops work great as a bittering addition. Some don't do that.
Yeah. That's what blows my mind about beer. It's like there's so many variations. Like we haven't, as much beer that's been made, especially like in the last decade with all the craft brewers and everything, we haven't even scratched the surface.
No.
As far as like what we're trying to figure out, like you're talking about adding 7 hops and like, oh, let's figure out the one that didn't quite jump in there the right way. And then you got to, could you brew, you lost it. What is it? Tell me the first name. Huh? No. Yeah, John Frusciante. That's it. I got you.
I knew it.
Yeah. It was right there. I knew.
Yeah.
I could see his face. Anyway, I think he's still with them. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I listened to a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. I feel like they peaked a while back, and they just kind of keep. I'm sorry if y'all are like real big Red Hot Chili Pepper fans, right? But I don't feel like I need to listen to any new Red Hot Chili Peppers. I feel like the best of Red Hot Chili Peppers has been presented.
Agree.
Maybe I'm okay.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
Yeah.
Mid-90s.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Huh?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, exactly. Or whatever. Yeah, and they're probably on everything else too. Under that bridge. Who knows what happened under that bridge?
Right.
I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. Mike, do you have a question? You look like you're searching.
No, I'm just looking.
Oh, at the tap wall or at the tap list? No, I don't know. I'm just saying that the potential and what we know, we've like barely scratched the surface.
Well, even in the Houston scene, I mean, this beer's been commercially available in the Houston scene for a year and a half. Mm-hmm. This is not necessarily a new style for the world. This is a new style for Houston, and there's a few of us really pushing the boundaries of what we can do with this beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak for myself and probably for my wife. We're drinking beers from all over the world in this style, at least two to 6 times a week, maybe 7 times a week. I mean, almost every day we're pushing the boundaries of what other people are doing. We're exploring what others are doing, and we are constantly working our model to try to figure out, okay, I like this aspect of this beer from California. How do I do that? I like this aspect of this beer from Whole Foods. How do I do that? I like this aspect of this beer from, I don't know, Manchester, UK. How do I do that? And we're trying to find a balance and really make it our own. And we've been at it for 16 months.
Are they making New England IPAs in England?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's super cool when you think about it.
Do they call it the same thing?
Yep, they do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about like the history, the lineage of beer, when you go back to England and Germany, are they doing them in Germany? Germany?
I've not heard of any. It would be highly unlikely. Hard to say though. They're doing them in a lot of places in the world. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out of Canada. We've seen some stuff coming out of I think Finland.
Okay.
UK.
Kind of the northern European countries seem to be a little more like Americanized in their, not that they're American, but you know what I'm saying, their approach, like just try a bunch of different stuff. What about is there a Belgian version of a New England IPA?
Well, let's go to Columbus, Ohio. That beer,
You brought one.
that beer we tried 2 weeks ago, I guess, on our brew day from Hoofhearted, just outside of Columbus. They pitched a Belgian strain into New England. The guys at Cloudwater and Manchester, they've pitched a Belgian strain. You could probably go to the guys out in LA at Monkish. I'm sure they've probably pitched some Belgian stuff into those beers. Be unfitting if they did not with the name they have.
Right. I've had a Brett New England IPA.
How was that?
It was actually pretty damn good.
Yeah. I like Brett IPAs, so I'm thinking it seems like super ripe, juicy fruit. It seems like it would play well. Yep. Community has one that I just tried. What was that one called? Brett's Get It On or something like that.
Brett's Get It On.
Yeah, it was good. Super juicy. It seems like that would work.
Yeah.
It does kind of play, I guess, because when you think NEIPA's in the main thing, fresh, super fresh.
Yeah.
Brett takes a little bit longer to kind of have its character come out, or how would you?
Well, I think you get a lot of like those juicy flavors from Brett off the start, and you don't get into like that funk, that barnyard kind of flavor off of it until 4 or 5 months down the road.
Okay. What's the limits on dry hopping? Could you dry hop later? Like if you wanted to take a Brett approach, could you let the Brett do its thing for 6 months or whatever, and then come back and dry hop 3 or 4 times after that? Is that a thing? Can that be done? Is that legal?
That could be a thing.
Yeah.
It could be a thing. I like it.
Yeah?
That could be a new thing. You might have discovered something new here.
Like aged fresh beer? Fresh aged beer?
Aged fresh beer.
Right? Because you want to get kind of the best of both sides out, right? And then you put pumpkin spice on top of that. Boom. Did I ruin it?
Yeah.
You did. I got nothing.
I actually have a Brett beer on right now. I've got a Saison.
Yeah. Brett Saisons they work. That's kind of a old school, right? But it works. It's one of those, like, if it were going to be one like a real farmhouse beer, it probably had Brett in it. Probably, I guess.
Where do you have that at, James?
It's actually on tap number 5. It's the Haison Saison.
Oh, so it's here.
Oh, the
okay,
hay.
I'm sorry.
Haison? Is that Haison? Is it with the
Without the hay.
Brett? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, did they not have like non-GMO hay they could get their hands on or something? The health foods approach? I don't.
Well, it looked at me like I was retarded at first. Like, wait, you actually put hay into a beer? I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
But no, this is basically like the base Saison without any of the hay or the grapefruit or the coriander and that stuff. But it's damn good.
Yeah.
I'll grab this.
They'll come around to the hay.
Hey.
Hey, yeah.
How much homebrewing do y'all still both of y'all still do?
Zero.
Yeah.
0?
I would love to, but it's I need another day in the week,
Right?
or another 2 days in the week.
Yeah. We need more days.
Can we add 10 hours to the day?
More hours in the day, more days in the week. And then it just takes us. Do you add those to the weekend, I'm guessing?
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's always the problem. You add them to the weekend, then we're not making beer, we're drinking beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw in the fact that you're a family man, and
Yes.
and you've got, I don't know how Marcus does it. I mean, full-time job and a full-time brewer.
We're working on that.
Yeah.
Working on that.
So I applaud him for his dedication to making his beer taste the way that it does, because it's a lot of damn work.
Yeah, that is. And that's a lot.
Well, I mean, that's why we're looking forward to that collab coming back out, because it's going to be sweet. It's going to be this fall out in Brookshire. We'll get James out there, and it's going to be awesome.
When are y'all looking at a brew date?
Well, let's get set up first. Let's one step at a time.
Right. Okay. So not like in a couple weeks.
No.
A little ways out.
No.
Fall-ish?
Couple months.
Couple months.
Yeah.
We thought maybe like August, September.
Yeah, somewhere in there, plus or minus a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
couple
But in
months.
the meantime, again, next Wednesday, the 27th,
27.
here at Whole Foods Post Oak.
In the middle of everything here in Houston.
And the
Holy
color,
sheep.
man. The color of that beer in that flask is just getting better and better as it sits here.
Yeah. I have to give a shout out to this area. Great people watching when you come to Whole Foods Brew.
Yes.
I mean, there's one interesting. It's a different way of doing life. A lot of really nice cars here, I noticed. Like, my Toyota is going to stick out here with the bubbly tint on the back window.
Right.
They're going to know I don't live around here. See if I can just slide in here unnoticed.
Next to the McLaren that you park next to.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the car actually lifted up and scooted over in the air. It's like, you're too close.
Yeah,
And you
get away. Get away.
Shady looking character. Let's move. But yeah, a lot of talent, not just behind the bar, in the brew house. If you're just saying.
Yeah, just people watching.
Just people watching.
Yeah.
A lot of talented, industrious people is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Okay, so Wednesday, collaboration release.
Will this be out before the 27th?
It'll be up tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah. I do have to say apology. Last week's episode at Fullbrook, I got busy this weekend doing the dad thing for Father's Day.
Right.
I didn't post it on Facebook. So I'll
Happy
be
Father's
posting.
Day, by the way.
Thank you. You too. Oh, you too.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Yeah, thanks,
Late.
Mike. Happy
I'm my own father.
weekend. You are kind of dadding it up over there. Just kind of like, you'd be a good dad.
Oh,
Just
thanks,
consider
man.
that.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Be
you.
a good dad. You're just a minivan away. That's all you need.
Back to you. Back to you.
I got a minivan.
You were what? You couldn't.
Minivan
He's
and
got a
school
bus.
I got a bus now too. Yeah, I tripled down on that minivan. I go to bus, bro.
So you got caught up with Father's Day weekend and you posted late.
No, yeah. Okay, so I've got a thing where I post it's like a video file, but it's just a picture with the waveforms at the bottom because we don't video the
seen
show
it,
yet.
yeah.
It's coming. Once I get the bus, then the video. It's a thing. But eventually it'll be real fancy. But anyway, I just didn't get around to it. So that'll be coming up. If you're listening to this show as a podcast, and I don't know, you'll probably see it before this one because I'll post this one on Facebook as well. And I'm just trying to make sure everybody can see it and hear it wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it cuts back on the actual downloads. But if a bunch of people hear it, I guess that's all that really matters. Because people don't download it off of Facebook; they just listen.
Right.
But a gang of people listen to the Klaus episode. They got some. I'm interested to see what they do. Anyway, that's just me. That's the voices in my head getting audible.
Well, we can get you on iTunes too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
subscribed to the podcast, it'll be out tonight. As we record this.
I'll get it tonight.
Yeah, there you go. But you all right? No, it cut out. Here, push that in, Mike. Might have to have you technically do something.
Yo.
There it goes.
I'm back.
Oh, it's just a little. It popped out.
It's a little angle of the dangle.
The angle of the dangle got a little bit
Yeah.
wrangled.
We're good. Crisis avoided.
Crisis avoided. That was quick. Yeah. So anyway, podcast out as normal. Just saying the post on YouTube and Facebook was a little delayed. So I
Gotcha.
apologize.
Cool.
But this one will be up this week. This week as well. So double hit if you're just on the YouTubes or the Facebooks.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Let's trying to pack this bar out Wednesday.
yeah. No, I think you will. This is a cool spot.
What are the hours here?
7 to 10.
The store hours or brewery or
The entire store.
same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
So you come get
Monday through Friday.
Come get your breakfast beers.
7 a.m. And
Well, you won't be able to on Wednesday because it's not being tapped until 4.
Right.
But normally.
Yeah. If there's any left the next day, then yeah, you can come out and. We should shake. We should shake some of it.
Let's shake it up.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Oh, you mean like add
Like a milkshake.
Like, is that when you add lactose?
Yeah, lactose, vanilla, some fruit.
Maybe we should do a surprise shake.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? That's a new thing. Like NEIPA is a new thing, but then the shake side of things, that's even newer.
So,
I mean, there's been milk stouts, right? But
yeah. Omni Pollo, I think, is like one of the first breweries that I saw, at least, doing these crazy New England IPAs. But like, hey, let's throw in all this fruit and lactose, vanilla, and see what happens. And we started getting into them last summer, and they're really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like a smoothie
Exactly. Or a milkshake.
or a milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fruit shake.
I've
milkshake.
done. Have you had mochi ice cream?
I
It's like a
think so.
Japanese rice cake, like the flavored rice cake, and then like there's ice cream flavored ice cream inside of it. It's like a little puck.
Maybe not. Do they have
Sounds
that here?
delicious.
We have it here at the store.
Okay.
So
duly noted.
we'll get some after this. But
Because we're manly men.
Yeah.
Going to get our
a little mochi ice cream.
mochi ice cream.
Yeah. I put that into a beer before. That was dynamite.
Really?
Yeah.
There's really no limit. That's the cool thing about where you're at. I mean, when you look out there at what Whole Foods has,
I'm a glorified homebrewer.
Yeah, I mean, your palate, as far as like the colors and flavors you get to pick from.
Yeah.
What else have you been out there on the floor that you've seen that maybe I should try to put this in?
So I'm waiting for us to get a little stockpile on cotton candy grapes.
Cotton candy what?
Grapes.
Oh, grapes.
Have you had cotton candy grapes?
No.
Have you had cotton candy?
Yes.
Then you've had cotton candy grapes because they're grapes that taste like cotton candy.
That's crazy.
But I think that would go pretty awesome, like that stays on.
Where do they grow those? Is that somewhere around Wonka land?
Right next to the factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, we've done. You name a fruit, we've done it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
We've done combinations of fruits. For Star Wars Day, May 4th, I did a dark side and a light side. I did like a blackberry raspberry stays on.
Uh-huh.
The light side was like a apricot milkshake IPA.
Yeah.
So the light side one.
Did it?
Yes.
I'm always more intrigued by the dark side. I'll be honest. Seems more. But this Mike checks out because of Star Wars talk. He hates Star Wars. He's like a disdain for Star Wars. Look, I think Star Wars is overrated. Just because all the hype, it can't possibly live up to that. But I don't hate it. What? Did you have a traumatic experience like with Star Wars?
No. Just over my head, uninterested.
Okay, it's not your jam.
Not my jam.
You really are.
I'm out.
I was going to say, I was thinking about this on the way here. I was thinking about you and James. Just thinking about you. Y'all are both very hands-on, like, do stuff kind of people. Like my father-in-law is the same way. They're not really comfortable sitting and just watching or hanging out. You want to be,
right.
You want to be doing something.
Right.
Marcus, you're like that too by default, I think.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Without saying, for sure.
Yeah. So I guess I'm the only like certified couch potato. I wouldn't call myself a couch potato, but like I'm fine to just.
You can sit down and watch movies.
Yeah.
No.
I can sit.
I can't.
I don't watch TV.
I'm a power sitter. I can sit.
You hold that chair down and couch down. Good.
If gravity gives out, we'll be fine here. So, I just kudos to all of y'all for all your hard work. But it's a personality thing. So maybe you should. Marcus warned you about opening a brewery, but maybe this is. I mean,
well,
it could be your.
Yeah.
Future.
Yeah.
You got the temperament for it.
I hear it all the same. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, but you're not afraid of that. You do that.
No, yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not afred, but hard work. It's hard work.
Military, firefighter.
Yeah.
Podcaster. I mean, look at him. Mm-hmm. Working hard over there.
Don't forget to say extraordinaire, just because I want to hear that. Extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire. Are we gonna? How much more is left in there? What's the
half.
ABV on this one?
Hop Explorer is 7.
You know what? That kind of like I'm not a super hop head, but I don't really taste any hops in that. I don't want to say taste any hops. Maybe it's the
bitterness.
The bitterness, and maybe it's the combination of them playing all well together. You know what that tastes like and reminds me of? A mimosa. I don't know if that's.
And thanks to Matt, we just got Saison.
Ooh.
Saison.
Saison.
Minus the hay.
Minus the
Hey.
Hey.
He brewed that back. That was for the. That was a competition, right? Or for a contest, right?
It was Carbach pre-InBev.
Yeah.
They're Pro-Am.
Yeah. That's.
And they had us, or they wanted people to brew a beer that had ingredients that were indigenous to Texas.
Uh-huh.
So me, as an out-of-the-box thinker, says everyone's going to choose pecan.
Yeah.
So let's try hay.
Hey, why not?
Hay and Texas grapefruit.
And it worked.
It was really dang good.
Let me say this for, I guess by extension, Carbach now, but ABI. I want to pay them a compliment. You ready for this? I'm going to pay ABI a compliment right now.
Okay.
Just when you quit thinking about how big of D-bags they are, they come around and remind you. And so I'm really appreciative of the fact that they come back, because all this stuff, I don't know if you've read this, Mike, over in North Carolina, where they've got a lawsuit where they're paying the distributor, paying the bars to own, or they're paying the distributors to push the ABI products.
Yeah.
And it's in court right now. Mm-hmm. So, it's... You gone? You not hearing us? You okay? Because I want to get your comments on this. Anyway, North Carolina, it's in court right now. they're paying the distributors to push the ABI products, which is illegal. It's bad. What would you call that? Bad ethic. It's ethically wrong. It's
I've heard of them buying taps and.
Well, it's illegal. Number one.
Yes, that's the main thing.
Forget about the ethics. It's illegal.
Right. And pushing out the local guys.
And what do you mean? How are they pushing? How are they?
Because they're paying the distributor to push the ABI products over the local craft. So a distributor should be independent of anybody.
Right.
They should just be, we're just going to get beer to the public.
Doesn't matter whose it is.
Right. But they're always heavy towards one of the, well, not always, for the most part, heavy towards one of the macros.
Say you don't have this craft beer, but you have this InBev product instead.
Right.
Yeah, so let's say that you had Hayson on tap, right? Well, you ran out of that, and you're like, oh, we need another beer. Let's call the distributor because we have to go through the distributor to get our beer. Well, we don't have that, but we got this made by Golden Road or any of those, or Carbach or any of those other ABI, craftish, crafty, no longer crafty.
Higher end.
Yeah,
Right.
high end. Yeah, rear end. Bullshit craft, whatever you want to call it, man. Anyway, I just want to say I appreciate ABI. Every time you kind of forget how big of assholes they are, they come around and remind you. And it's like, thank you for that. Like, anytime somebody says, well, the beer still tastes good, you kind of look at that comment on Facebook, what's the prop? But I know there's a reason why. I had a reason. I had a real good reason, too. And then you see the story like, oh, yeah, here you go. Beer still tastes good. Jerks.
Bomb.
Well, let me ask you this. So this is the first time they've done this, or this is the first time they've been caught doing this?
Oh, it's got to be the first time they've been caught.
This would be an opinion, I guess.
I'd say the latter of the two, yeah.
Yeah, if you're brazen enough to do it and get caught, to me that makes me, well, obviously there's the burden of proof, right? It would be on us to say, oh, well, where have they done it again? Okay, I can't prove that. But given the resources, and I've heard under the radar, plug to those guys, I guess. Not local, not owned by ABI. But anyway, they didn't tell me this. Anyway, that's getting weird now. That there's some shady stuff that goes on with the ABI and distributors and some of this, like sabotaging kegs and things. I don't know. I've heard things, rumors.
That's why you got me and Marcus here fighting the good fight.
Yeah,
That's right. I mean, look, we've been pushed off of tap walls by distributors. Not a problem. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
We've been pushed out of restaurants by distributors. I've picked up empty kegs that are half full.
Yeah.
Because we've been pushed off by a product being pushed by a big distributor.
Yeah, and you have to ask, what's the incentive?
I don't know. I've talked to the managers. I've said, hey, this keg's half full. You already paid for it. Why don't you want to sell it?
Yeah. Well,
I said, just take it, man. I said, okay, see you later.
Yeah. And
It happens.
But to me, I would be like, if I'm looking at like, okay, so you took off a half-spent keg or a half-sold keg, something you already put your money into. As a business owner, I have to say, well, are you getting your return? Well, where are you getting your return? That's the next question.
Yeah.
Like, why? What's making it worth your while to take that off halfway through the keg?
It's troublesome, For me, I hate doing that. I hate picking up a half full keg. We normally don't deliver to those folks again, and it's not because I don't appreciate them buying my beer. It's because, hey, I don't have that much beer, and if you don't appreciate what I'm going to give you, or at least if you don't want to sell it, then number one, I'll give it to someone who does want to sell it.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a
Limited.
limited.
Find those good, you've got it made out there with the fact that you've got Growler USA, Growler Spot, like all those guys out there. They love Baa Baa beer. That's why I love going to those places because I know for a fact Marcus's beer is going to be on tap.
Yeah,
sure. We got the Fulsher, the Katy, and then you got the Grand Parkway loop. You have the guys up in Cypress, all the way down in Katy, around in and around Grand Parkway.
Yeah,
and then inside the loop as well.
that's going to get better too because that's my neck of the woods. I'm at $290.99.
Cypress, what? Your shirt says it.
Yeah, right. Boom, representing. I was going to say the 281, but we're also the 713, and we've also got the
832.
832. The 83. Yeah, there's not really a good.
Well, there's a lot going on up there right now.
Yes.
Brewery wise, bar wise. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, and they're about to connect Mason Road all the way to 99. There's a couple other roads that are about to connect that aren't there yet. Mm-hmm. And so that's just easier access to all those places. And then I know that Hempstead's about to get a brewery. They're working on it now. Mm-hmm. Waller will probably get somewhere all along 99. That's an interesting story in and of itself. Just kind of like when you make a place for people to get to a place, changes everything.
Yeah.
So, do you have either of you guys have a heart out? Do y'all need to skedaddle at any point? Do you need to scoot now,
I'm good.
Marcus?
I need to take off in a few, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll pause for a second and let you collect your things. And I just want to say thank you for being on the show today.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thank you guys for inviting me in. And sorry I just kind of bombarded your show.
This is awesome. This is a jam session. So let me say this for Marcus Wunderle and Baa Baa Brewhouse. Get out to Brookshire. And if you can't make it to Brookshire, come to Post Oak on Wednesday and try that delicious beer you guys. Yeah.
Holy sheep.
Holy sheep.
Let's start with Holy Sheep, and I'll follow that up by saying that the tap room is not open right now.
Okay.
We're going through some upgrades, and it will be open again this fall, but it's not open now. So just hold that thought. Come to Whole Foods on Wednesday.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then you got, but of course on tap, G Spot, greater spots around the Cypress, Brookshire, Katy area, as we just discussed. Yeah. So be on the lookout. So Marcus, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll pause it here and let you scoot on down the road. And it's cool. I'm glad you were here, man.
Yeah, dude.
That was a pleasure.
Okay, cool. Marcus Wunderle, everybody. Baa Baa Brewhouse. More to come here on InterBrews here at Whole Foods Brewing Company. We'll just pause it and let Marcus scoot.
Show up.
All right, yeah. So Marcus just scooted out now that we're back. And Mike found his way back. Congratulations, Mike. He's not even listening. He got lost. So you're on yellow. This is Mike, just for the... You don't want to jump over on the couch?
No, I'll sit here. I don't want to.
You should talk into the mic.
Mind if I lay down?
Yeah, absolutely. If you need to. If we need to go therapy session, we absolutely can. Let's talk about your jump from the homebrew shop to here. I would imagine a world of difference, I would imagine, as far as... I mean... Huh? What? What are you wanting? You want more beer?
No, the
What?
the jump.
Oh, the jump.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just kind of amening me? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, brother. Amen,
Yeah.
brother. Okay. Hey, there you go. I wasn't sure.
No.
Sorry. Okay, so a lot of customer service, a lot of answering of questions. I mean, just, running a homebrew store is running a homebrew store, right?
Yeah.
No 2 days are exactly the same. Everybody's coming in with their own questions and what are they doing and all that kind of stuff. Take me through the process. Like, when did the Whole Foods opportunity pop up first?
Gosh, it was back in, I think, January of last year.
Okay.
At the time, assistant brewer that was here moved to Austin to go brew out there, and it was crazy. I mean, so like I have no professional brewing experience. I've brewed in breweries before, working at the homebrew shop. I've brewed with No Label, and hung out with them and familiarized myself with the larger equipment, and but I've never once actually owned a job as a brewer. I think a lot of it came with the fact that it's not so much what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of that took place. Everyone knows Gus from Sierra Nevada. He was a big voice in Dave's ear when he was looking for an assistant brewer. And actually, believe it or not, the day that we actually did interviews here, I had 2 regulars who come to this bar that also shopped at Texas Homebrewers. And they were like, you need to hire that guy. They both told Dave, you need to hire that guy.
Yeah.
So Dave, gave me a leap of faith and let me get in there and basically kind of molded me into the brewer I am today. So I owe a lot to Dave.
Yeah.
And then, after he moved on up to Conroe to B52, as we all know, I've now become the head brewmaster.
That's a remarkable, like, from an outside. I'm sure from the inside, you're just like, what the hell? It's like all this happened. It happened fast,
really quick.
Yeah, but it's a remarkable turn of events, and I couldn't, from a friend perspective and just a fan perspective of everything you've done, what Whole Foods is on, what Dave has done, everything. I'm like, yeah, I was like cheering on, from watching it was like a really exciting for me, I was like, I'm telling people, like, dude, James, he's yes, it made sense. Like, to pick your brain and to know all that, every day, like answering the questions and brewing all the batches. Yes, they're smaller in scale, but you can't brew that much at a pro brewery, like a commercial brewery. It's impossible. There's something to be said for just, you are immersed in all that beer.
It's it definitely comes down to passion. It really does. Behind the scenes, not many people know, but I fought for this job. I really did. I was told I didn't have enough experience, but here I am.
Yeah.
So, I would take passion over experience any day.
Yes. You've got the combination of experience, of knowledge and passion, and it's not what I would call a conventional, that's the problem with a corporate. The more corporate you get, the less they're able to. It's like their vision is skewed.
Yeah.
Right. They're only able to see one version of experience. When you're talking about troubleshooting, every day you're troubleshooting. It's like somebody brings in a batch, like, why did this turn out tasting like boogers? Well, let's dive into that.
Yeah,
you would dive in and figure, well, dude, did you dry booger this beer? And they're like, well, yeah. It's like, that's why your beer tastes like boogers. And this is not the type of yeast you want to do a dry boogering with. I don't know why I picked boogers, but that kind of stuff. Like, who knows what somebody's going to bring in? And it was not just beer; it was wine and mead and cider and all of that. Yeah. Brew equipment. So you got you're able to think on your feet, problem solve, customer service side of that. All the running of a shop, all that. To me, I look at that and that's a no-brainer to me, because I've seen you in action.
Yeah.
And you're a hustler. You hustle. No, you're not a hustler. You hustle. Your hustle power is, like, on a scale of 1 to 10 is up there, 9, 10. That you hustle. You work. You and Mike are in that same. You just dive in and get it done.
Yeah, it's like I can think of the questions that I would ask Henry, and I would ask. He was like, he has to know this stuff. He has to react to me, and I was like, man, and I've got good information from him, and I can only imagine the information I would have got from you, at the home brew shop. I was like, because I'm depending on you.
Yeah.
And
no, you're absolutely right, and that's one of the things I always kind of like pushed into people that were coming in and asking questions, is that I'm going to eventually drink whatever it is you're making, because you're going to bring it in and say, look what I did, and I don't want to drink crappy drinks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, this is what you should be doing, and this is how you should do this, or you should use this instead of this. And it wasn't because I wanted to sell you something.
Yeah.
It's because I want you to continue to come back and buy stuff because you enjoy what you did.
Yes.
And it actually came out pretty damn good.
Yeah. Just trying to get somebody to buy something is actually a good way to get somebody out of the hobby.
Yeah.
If you're like, look, just break it down. Let's just look at the logistics, and you have to know every level of ingredients, process, equipment, all of that. You have to know all of that. It's like, well, what do you have? Well, we can work with, you got a 3, gallon kettle and an electric stovetop, and well, maybe we should, whatever. Or you've got this big tiered system and everything. Let's work with that. Yeah. It was never like a one size. It was meet those people where they're at. So
it just goes back to the whole collaboration thing. You want to see how someone else does their beer, as opposed to like what you're used to in your own brewery.
Yeah. Yep.
So going out there, and I can't wait. I just telling Marcus earlier, I want to go out there and help him set this up. He's gonna have all these new shiny toys show up next Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
But that following weekend, I want to be out there. I want to get my hands dirty with him, and kind of help him, figure everything out. I mean, he's going to be figuring it out for the first time too.
Yes.
And there may be something that I see that he doesn't, or just like how he wasn't here in the brewery a couple weeks ago. Like he mentioned things too, like, oh my God, that makes sense, and how I could change this or improve this.
Yeah.
So it's a constant, ever evolving process.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be new things that come out this year that I'm gonna want in there, or
Yeah, because as much as the beer styles have evolved and the approach to beer equipment has evolved as well. As like I mentioned earlier with Klaus, he's like the first one in America, maybe the second, something, to have that system the way that's set up.
No.
There's innovations all the time, and it's just to be a fly on the wall. That would be a fun one for me because I'm curious. That's as much as y'all hustle, my mind hustles on being curious. I get curious. Y'all put your hands on it. I sit there and try to tinker it.
We were the ones who took apart the VCR when we were younger, right?
Yeah.
To figure out how it worked.
I smashed a VCR when ours finally went out.
Office Space style.
Yes.
Nice.
When my dad was like, at the time I remember it was this old. It wasn't top loading, but it was like the next, as soon as top loading, it was like one of the first front loading VCRs.
That just pushed it in.
Yeah. They used to have the top loading and smash them down.
Yeah.
But this was like that first generation of front loading.
Yeah.
And it finally had the big buttons on it and everything. And when it finally crapped out, I was like, what are we going to do with that? It's like, I was just going to throw it away. It's like, can we smash it? He's like, yeah.
Son, yes, we can.
Yes, we can. And then we took it out to the gravel pits and we shot it with shotguns too.
Nice.
It was awesome. It was one of my favorite times. I was like, Dad, we've connected here. You realize it? He was like, mm-hmm. And so that was
get in the car, son.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me the gun and get in the car. But it was, I just fun stuff. But yeah, to watch Marcus and them set that equipment up will be fun. For me, that's the thing that really gets me going, is like just to watch and to learn. And is all that full of beer?
No. It could be.
Could be. That's fine. This is a cool vibe. Like this lunchtime.
I like it.
It's relaxed. People here working hard.
It is only what is it, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
you
busy.
should see it like Thursday.
Oh, I bet.
Around this time?
When the weekend
around this time, it starts getting pretty rowdy in here.
Oh, we need to. If World Cup wasn't going, we could throw like liquid lunch up on the screen.
Yeah.
People would be like, "Who? What is? Can you turn that?
Yeah.
Can you turn that? You mute that?
Put the soccer game on?
Yeah. So
Yeah, let's see.
good stuff. Somebody waving. Anyway.
Another regular.
Oh yeah. Good. Yeah, that's cool. Regulars are cool.
Yeah.
This is like Houston's so spread out. We talk about you living in Katy. Mike's up in Spring. Technically, are you in Spring? We're Cypress, Marcus and Brookshire. It's all like Houston area.
I live in Richmond, Rosenberg area.
Oh, I thought y'all were in Katy.
No.
You're in Richmond.
Yeah, we got a house out in Roseburg.
Okay.
Actually, a year ago today, we moved in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, your wife works in Katy.
My wife Jessica is assistant sales manager for No Label.
Somebody else that hustles.
Yeah.
You have a lot of hustling going on in your.
We're the crafty couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other couples that are, not at the same, like that don't both own a brewery or whatever.
Oh.
That are working at two separate.
I can think. Well,
there's some, but there were some.
Yeah.
I don't know that y'all might be the only. The reigning
defending
champs. Yeah.
The reigning champ.
The champ.
Love you, babe.
Yeah, Jessica, we need to have her. When was the last time she was on? It's been a while since she was.
She's sat in on shows.
Yeah. I don't know.
Watches. We did like the old round tables at G Spot.
Yep.
She'd sit there and hang out.
Y'all were just dating then.
Yeah.
I think y'all just started dating. Aw. That's adorable.
Aww.
We've been doing this podcast for a while.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we need to know about Whole Foods Brewing, James Carlyle's approach to delicious beer? What, people are listening to this and everybody's heard of Whole Foods. Hopefully, we're Houston heavy on the the listenership. But what do people need to know about Whole Foods Brewing, the personality, the man, James Carlyle, everything you got here? Take home message.
Well, first off, yes, Whole Foods does have a brewing company.
Mm-hmm.
I get asked that by Houstonians all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't that wild that it's not just common knowledge for everybody?
It's
really in the heart of everything right here.
So that's my main goal, is to make sure that everyone who is into craft beer knows that we have a brewery.
Yeah.
It's going to be getting our beer out there, other Whole Foods, other bars.
Mm-hmm.
But it's business as usual. I'm going to continue to bust my ass, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to have really good breweries come in and collab with us, and kind of help them drive that, and at the same time, it helps us as far as getting our name out there. So look for Whole Foods to really start to make an impression on the Houston craft beer scene.
Yeah.
And you can get beers at 7 a.m.
So the store opens at 7 a.m., but the bar doesn't open until 11. But
11.
you can buy crowlers though. You just can't drink them here at the bar.
Gotcha.
Okay.
At 7 a.m. you can buy a crowler.
You can buy a crowler if someone's behind the bar, or you find someone behind the bar. You can get a crowler. Go check out.
I saw a dude over
Do
at
it.
610 that would have been willing to drink with you. At
Yeah,
any
me
time of
too.
the
I saw.
day.
We probably saw the same guy.
Yeah.
We probably saw the same guy.
It's a hot day too, so he would have appreciated something cold and refreshing.
Sure he would have.
Something.
Good deal.
Is that
Good
a?
deal.
He's like, I don't know if I'm into IPAs, dude.
It's a free cold drink.
It's free cold beer.
How many? What's the? Has anybody studied like what the tastes of hobos, like the change in there for beer? Like I would imagine back in the day it was all just whatever was in that brown bag. But are there like pinkies out hobos now? That
OG
just,
4040s?
yeah, back in the day, yeah. But I wonder if they've like their tastes have changed.
Craft.
You know, 'cause-
crafty.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I hope so. I hope.
It's probably crappy, not crafty.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I bet.
When's the last time you had malt liquor?
It's been a long time. I don't know if I ever. I think I've tasted it for sure. I know
a long
that
time.
I know Dogfish Head did a craft version of it back in the day.
Of course they would.
Yeah, that's Dogfish Head. But they, of course, it got a lot of corn in it, right?
Right.
To make it sweet. What's the ABV on a malt liquor? 7?
Yeah.
It's a little higher.
Anything above like 5%, according to law in Texas, I believe.
Yeah, that's the legal. But I'm saying like if you're gonna make a malt liquor,
I wouldn't.
theoretically.
Theoretically.
I think it's like it's a little sweeter, a little higher ABV than say like your typical beer. I don't know.
Hey Jane, quick before we go, how's the brew shop going? You been back to it? You know the people?
Yeah.
everything?
So after I left, I know that the two guys that I had working for me, they've both left to other jobs. So Landon from Farm Boy, off of Shepherd over there by Brash,
Yeah.
actually purchased
Yes.
Texas Homebrewers.
That was in the works last time I was at Farm Boy. We did an episode out there
A couple months ago or something. Yeah.
That was the last one you weren't at.
Yeah, I couldn't
was
make
like
that
setting everything up. I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
That was
So, but I still, I'm still part of the homebrew club out there, and I still try to make it out to meetings every now and then. But last time I was out there was for the Cane Island Nailers crawfish boil, and so got to
CIA.
chat with Landon. Always been a fan of him. Always been a fan of Farm Boy. I'm glad he got his hands on that shop.
Yeah.
Because he'd do things that I probably never even thought of as far as the homebrew shop owner side of things. So, yeah. So I have been out there, and I'm glad that Katie actually, or West Side of Houston, actually still has a badass homebrew shop.
Yes.
So is it called Farm Boy then?
Farm Boy Katie,
so it's
right?
Farm Boy Katie, FBK.
So it's not called Texas Homebrewers anymore.
No longer THB.
Okay.
No, Farm Boy Landon Wyershelsen is the owner, and OG coffee mug there. I still got my stickers. on it.
It's the cup of careers.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I got my sticker too.
Yeah. A lot of good beers came out of Texas Homebrewers. Let's talk about that. The legacy continues as Farm Boy, but Texas Homebrewers, there was so many good beers, and I know I made some ciders and from ingredients purchased there, and it was so much information, fun times,
Yeah.
and just, from the old store and then the new store, and then whatever happens in the future.
Yeah.
That's part of your legacy too, and that's not going to go away. That's when you talk about the club out there, the CIA, that's a lot of good brewers out there.
Yeah. A lot of us have actually jumped to that pro brewer status.
Yeah.
Josh Haley and Caleb Wilson, they were original members. They opened up Texian. Jeremiah Ivey, who now runs their location for Fullbrook.
Last episode. Yeah.
Myself, James Gold and Andy Chandler are getting ready to look into opening up Diamond Knoll Brewing Company in Cypress.
Yeah.
So there's
Oh wait, what? Go ahead. What'd you say? Say that one more time.
no,
You said Cypress, though, right?
yeah,
Okay.
I believe it's in Cypress area. Diamond Knoll. It's James and Andy from CIA.
Okay. What about what's the? There's a new one in Katy.
then also George Dayer, who also runs Shire Distilling.
Okay.
Shire.
Yeah.
Yeah, the distillery. So yeah,
But there's a new brewery. I don't know if this is CIE connected, but it's Katie. It was Wood for Sheep, but they changed it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Are you in the loop on that?
I'm not in the loop.
They changed the name. They hadn't even. I don't know if they've got licensing or what the deal is, but it's like a board game themed brewery.
What?
It's right across the street from No Label. Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah. No. I will look that up. Sorry for all the misinformation. They changed the name from. It was Wood for Sheep, and then they changed it to something else. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Baa Baa Brewhouse.
I saw
Too close.
I saw the coin shop.
Oh, the coin shop. Yeah. Jeff from Fullbrook. Right? Isn't that his deal? No. Who? What? Huh?
Name?
What? It
was right next to the brewery. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I
it.
know.
Saw it.
Yeah.
There.
Anyway, we're talking out of our ass. Too many beers now.
Yeah.
Like literally. Well, that's why it's muffled because I'm sitting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wrap there. That's always a good sign that when you're more interested in just drinking the beer than talking,
Yeah.
it gets to that point. All right. Well, James, congratulations on
Yes, congratulations.
all of this.
Thank you guys.
Keep up the great work.
Yeah, super proud of everything you're doing.
Yeah. You knew me when, right?
Yeah, I can say that. I got the recording to prove it too. But no, I'm honored to be in any way, shape, or form associated with the fact that somebody I know has achieved this. I'm proud of that. Like that's my friend. So I'm glad I've been witness to it.
And you're mine.
Yeah. So yeah. But thank you so much for being with us today, being on the show, allowing us to come into your brewery.
Anytime, guys.
Here at Whole Foods.
I love it.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. Head brewer, brewmaster James Carlyle of Whole Foods Brewing Company
Bam.
in Houston, Texas on Post Oak. That's badass, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Do you ever just get that kind of gives me chill bumps when I
Kind of.
I'm still waiting on my cards.
Okay.
That's when it's official.
When you get the cards, it's official.
When I get my business cards, I'm like, yeah.
All right. Well, special thanks also to special guest Marcus Wunderle, who was here earlier.
Yes.
Baa Baa Brewhouse in Brookshire. Check them out all around the Brookshire area, and then when they get their tap room back up, when they get all their new brew house plugged in, and the collaboration.
Next Wednesday, the 27th.
The 27th.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Wednesday on Post Oak, right here at Whole Foods Brewing Company. Be here or tell your friends you were there, because it'll be legendary.
Yeah.
Collaboration. And we can see it here. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Super hoppy. Just more dry hopping to come.
Today, actually. You want to help with that?
How long will that take?
About 20 minutes.
All right, we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe so. All right, well, we'll wrap all this up. Mike, good job today with all your sitting over there.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool. I help.
Dad
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah, dad mode. Yeah, just a minivan away, man. Just a minivan and 3 kids away. That's all you need.
One day.
3
One
kids or 3 chicks?
I was going to say children. You could do chicks. You could start with the chicken. You actually have to order those online. They ship them to you.
Amazon
Day.
Amazon.
will ship you.
Yeah, Amazon.
You got your own backyard? Do you have any HOA like a?
For farm
Yeah, will they let
animals?
you have chickens in your neighborhood?
Agricultural restrictions.
Yeah, I bet you not. You
Probably
get farm
not.
fresh eggs every day. We could build a coop back there.
That would be great.
I've got a buddy of mine who has that, and this past weekend over on Father's Day, we were actually out there. He's got a pet tortoise. So step your pet game up. I've got a buddy of mine who's got a 25, 30-pound tortoise.
That's a big tortoise.
Just cruising around in his backyard, just chilling. His name's Walter.
Walter the tortoise.
Yep.
That's a big tortoise. 30-pound tortoise?
He's pretty big.
Yeah. How much of that is shell?
400.
All right. Well, we'll wrap there. Thanks to everybody for listening. Another great episode of the old podcast here. And keep listening, because we'll be back out at Brookshire for the other side of this collaboration in the near future. And come to Whole Foods and try the beer. And come hug James's neck.
Please do.
And whatever other part of him. But the neck. Start with the neck. And you can work your way up or down. Whichever. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to tell you what to do. I just want to say, love on him. He's a lovable dude. All right. Do you use beard oil?
Yes.
What brand of beard oil do you use?
Amish. It's like an Amish blend. And then I also use a homemade.
Oh, really? What's in it?
I don't know. I don't home make it myself, but
Oh.
someone home makes it for me.
Oh, that's super crafty when you get that homemade beard oil. I tried some off of Amazon, which it was good. It had a nice kind of a fresh smell, but then I got this other. My wife just picked some up randomly somewhere. Kind of smells like leather.
Is it glistening right now? Is that why you
Why?
asked me that?
Why?
No, I just remembered I added some this morning after my shower. What?
That's a little old baby beard.
It gets dry, bro. That's not a baby beard.
That's a beard.
Yeah, it's
I
a
would
beard.
call that a beard.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh, it's definitely a beard. But that's a beard.
No, well, it's no James Carlyle beard, but it's a beard. It's a real beard. Just because you could grow one before we leave here today,
Right.
Yes, son of a. It's not fair. He's all like, "Oh, look at all the follicles I got." Anyway, all right. Well, for Marcus Wunderle, for TD Mike, for Whole Foods head brewer / brewmaster / spokesmodel James Carlyle. My name is Josh Stewart. Thank you so much for listening. This is InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
The preceding has been a presentation of Stewed Productions.